Sir Barrie Heath, DFC, heir. The 11th of September 1916 to 22 February 1988, was a World War II Royal Air Force Spitfire pilot who fought in the Battle of Britain, and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. After the war he had a successful career in industry, rising to become chairman of the industrial conglomerate GKN. In 1978 he received a knighthood for services to export. Early life. Heath was born in Kings Norton, Warwickshire on the 11th of September 1916. His older brother Graham was a pilot in the Royal Flying Corps and was killed in action in World War I. Battle of Britain. Heath saw active service in 1940 with No. 611 Squadron RAF, flying in Spitfire i.e. a P-7883. Graham Heath, which had been donated by his parents in memory of his brother. Such donations were not uncommon at the time. Many patriotic individuals as well as towns and other organizations were encouraged to donate the cost of an airframe. The cost of a Spitfire was set by the government at £5,000, a very large sum at the time, although the real cost of manufacturing the aircraft was more than £10,000. By way of honoring the donation, the aircraft was permitted to bear the name of the donor himself, or any other name they chose. Approximately 1,500 presentation Spitfires were donated during the course of the war, representing about 17% of total production. Criticized by Squadron COS Polita James Ellis McComb for damaging his Spitfire on landing, Heath is said to have replied, "This is my Spit and I'll fly it any bloody way I like." According to the official No. 611 Squadron RAF website, between June 1940 and February 1941 Heath shot down 4 enemy aircraft, including 2 probables, and damaged 2 others. He was made B Flight Commander in November 1940. Early in 1941 he was posted to No. 64 Squadron, becoming CO in March 1941. He was rested in September 1941, transferring to Fighter Command HQ, and in late 1942 was Wing Commander. Tactics. In 1944 he became Wing Leader, 244 Wing in Italy, later commanding 324 Wing. In 1944, as the tide of war turned in favor of the Allies, Heath, by now Wing Commander Heath, served with No. 43 Squadron RAF in France, known by its squadron insignia as the Fighting Cocks, or Les Coqs Anglais, as the local French population dubbed it. By now the squadron's main role was ground attack, strafing and occasionally dive-bombing enemy targets. On the 9th of September 1944 Heath, now No. 324 Wing Commander and flying Spitfire IXMJ 628, led a formation on the squadron's first sortie into German territory, strafing motor transport and railway communications. Post-war career. After the war, Heath pursued a successful career in manufacturing industry. In 1946 he left the RAF and was appointed to the board of Hobborn Aero Components, Coventry. In 1960 he joined Triplex Safety Glass Limited as their managing director and, in 1967, joined the board of the parent company Pilkington Brothers. In 1975, he took over from Sir Raymond Brooks to become chairman of the industrial conglomerate GKN. And in 1978 he received a knighthood. Among the problems Heath had to contend with as chairman were hyperinflation, the oil crisis, and declining demand for steel and automotive parts. In an article in Time magazine in May 1979 he was described as one of Britain's most respected business leaders, and as having advised the new Conservative government not to rush in and try to bring in laws to restrict the unions. Such a course of action would be the death knell for British industry. Quote, Tony Jeeves, a former colleague at GKN, described him as a great boss. Incredibly kind and generous, but certainly did not suffer fools gladly. People either loved or hated him. He retired from GKN in 1980. Barrie Heath's son Duncan Heath is a leading talent agent in London, England. He is the co-chairman of the Independent Talent Group Limited. Honours and awards. The 29th of April 1941, acting squadron leader Barrie Heath, 90,818. Auxiliary Air Force. No. 611 Squadron is awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, DFC, for gallantry and devotion to duty in the execution of air operations. 3 June 1978, Barrie Heath, DFC, Air Group Chairman of Gascoigne and Nettlefolds Limited, is awarded the honour of knighthood for services to export, which was presented on 12 July 1978. Bibliography. Saunders, Andy. 2003. Number 43 Squadron. Aviation Elite Units. Osprey Publishing. ISBN 978-1-84176-439-9. History of Number 43 Squadron. The Fighting Cocks. Retrieved. 16 February 2010. Spitfire Society web page. Retrieved. 16 February 2010. Article at www.fightglobal.com. Retrieved. 16 February 2010. Official 611 Squadron website. Retrieved. 16 February 2010. Stories of Barrie Heath at official 611 Squadron website. Retrieved. 16 February 2010.